Welcome to Truth, Realness, and Options, Episode 5. I'm Jeff Trotter, Executive Producer and Editor of Throw. It's very rare you see me on set because I'm behind the scenes making sure the show rolls with the flow. And today I wanted to share some special information today, as well as have the opportunity to welcome and interview our special guest today, Queen CRYSTALYN WHITAKER. Yes, Queen. We are kings and queens on here on Throw. Fresh off the heels of announcing falling back from acting, Terrence Howard received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was joined by his wife and 2 children when the star unveiled right after the premiere series finale of Empire. The Oscar-nominated actor gave an acceptance speech for about 3 minutes, thanking a number of people who helped him get to where he is today. We would like to congratulate Terrence Howard on his big accomplishment and wish him the best in his future endeavors. For more information, visit thesource.com. Halloween in the Hood announcement. You may or may not be aware that I am currently writing a script for my first upcoming film, Halloween in the Hood. I'm currently seeking to work with potential writers and/or screenplay writers to help make this film a great success. I am open to positive, helpful suggestions and ideas. I'm also seeking actors and anyone who would like to be in the film. Speaking of films, the Louisiana Prize Fest, also known as the Louisiana Film Prize, is right around the corner, October 2nd through 6th. See some amazing short films with a $50,000 prize going to the winner. There is also a music prize and food prize as well. For tickets and more information, visit www.lafilmprize.com. Before we begin this topic, I give the floor to our special guest speaker, and would like her feedback and thoughts on this subject. Please welcome Queen CRYSTALYN WHITAKER. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Hey, everybody.
We'd like to thank you for coming out today. And but before we begin this topic, I'm aware that you are part of Tipsy the Band. Who is Tipsy the Band?
Yes, who is Tipsy the Band? We are an eclectic group of folks who love music, who love entertainment, and just love to enjoy themselves. We have a great relationship amongst us. We're together all the time, but we're always talking all the time too. But we have a wonderful relationship. It's really been a joy working with them. So we do every party. You want to hear some music at your birthday party? Birthday party, graduation party, wedding, reception. Whatever you want. That's what we do.
Cool. When was it founded?
2017, I think, is like when we kind of became official. I think so. Yeah, 2017. So it's been 2 years.
Cool. What is your passion?
My passion encompasses a whole bunch of things. It's my love for the Black community. It's my love for education, my love of the arts, all of that together. So finding a way to give to my Black community, educate my Black community, and entertain and enjoy them at the same time.
Sound very quite familiar, because I love my community as well. I like to support my community. I like to give back to my community. And in fact, I consider myself as somewhat of a community activist.
Yeah.
Just the other day, I was telling a fellow passenger at the terminal, I said, I like what you're doing. So she was picked up the trash, picking up the trash and the cigarette butt.
Really?
And I said, I like what you're doing. So I need to get me one. And I keep hearing this, actually, well, people, that's what And I'm like, you know what? I might as well just go for it. You know, nothing's impossible these days.
Yeah, you're right.
She said that you sound like you would make a good person to run for city council. I keep hearing this. I'm like, everywhere I go,
Hey.
I've heard on Facebook, I've heard it around the city.
If you feel it'll work for you, you go for it. And speaking of supporting the black community, I brought you this stuff. You want some piece? You want one? Let me get you a plate. So I brought you these because these are black-owned businesses here in Shreveport. Only one black-owned pizza business here. Poppin' Pizza over on Kings Highway. Look at that. Look at this thing.
Wow.
Go on, get you one.
That looks pretty good.
Get you more than one. Because, baby, it's amazing. This is a hot mess. And it's pretty much everything they got in the kitchen on a pizza.
Wow.
Yep.
See that, everybody?
Baby.
Support your black-owned business.
Honey.
Support your black-owned
Do
business.
that. So, then, this daiquiri right here is from a black-owned daiquiri shop here in Shreveport. The Daiquiri Factory. Now, we got more than one black-owned daiquiri. This one we can get to go. Then we have Louisiana Daiquiri over by the post office on Texas Avenue. So, I mean, it's just so much stuff that we can call our own. Let me see your reaction.
Oh, yeah. This is true.
Yep. Black-owned pizza. Right here. Black-owned daiquiris right here. We ain't got to go nowhere else. We can get our own stuff from our own folks.
Right.
And then it's an eco box.
Wow.
You can recycle it. You can make it a storage. I mean, come on, man.
And look after your community and the planet. Save the planet. That's right.
Yep.
Gotta respect the planet.
We have to. We ain't got no more.
That's right.
That we can live on at least.
Just spare me for a second. This pizza is good.
I told you. And it's black owned. Make it taste even better. Just taste the community.
One of the best I ever had. This subject of gator babies.
Oh man.
I know, right? How black babies were used as alligator bait by hunters in America. Of all the atrocities committed against the Americas in Europe, the use of babies as alligator bait is one which leaves anyone without a conscience. Alligator bait, also known as gator bait, was the evil practice of using infant African children as bait to lure alligators out from the water to land. This practice was popular in Louisiana and Florida and other parts in the South in America. Alligator skin was very profitable in the 1800s to the 1900s, and they were a high demand of alligator skin, which was used to make shoes, jackets, belts, and other leather materials. What other way to get alligators right than to be so cruel to society, right? So, I wanted you to get your thoughts and feedback on this.
Okay, so I teach at Booker T. Washington. I teach 99.9% of my class is black. I like to teach my class using as much Afrocentric stuff as I can. I like to throw it in there because they don't know about themselves. And if they come through my class and I don't fix that, then that's an atrocity on my part. So I make sure to teach them about the black perspective in the midst of the white perspective, right? So America's told from the white perspective. American history is written from the white perspective. And we talk about that in class a lot because I teach American English. So we, these types of atrocities are as disgusting as they are to us in 2019. I can see how the mindset of those people let that be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you look at the mindset, you look at the white male Christian pilgrim psyche, settler psyche, you see that everything they did, they claimed that God had ordained that, God told them to do that. So in their minds, they're doing God a favor, right? So they're demented themselves so much that they can justify making another God's creation into property, right? So to make somebody into property strips all humanity from that person, and it strips the humanity from the oppressor himself. Because when you have no concern for the life of another living being, particularly a human being, I can't say what the hell you won't do. I can't. There is nothing you won't do when humans become things to you. So just as we put a worm on a hook, that's a thing to us. They put human beings on a hook because that was a thing to them. Because that's just the way they had warped their minds so badly. And it's disgusting. I mean, to say the least, it's disgusting. And it was completely unnecessary because you could use anything else. You could use actual prey of alligators to lure them. But that's just the psyche that founded this nation. That's the psyche that we are through disenfranchisement and all this stuff. Using black children as gator bait is just the ripple effect of the source, which is I don't give a damn about anybody else. That's the source. That's just some shit they did because of that. But when you look at the real problem, that's a topical thing. The problem was that they had dehumanized a whole race of humans. That was the problem. So whatever the hell you do because of that is disgusting. So had they used them as gator bait, enslavement is disgusting. Using them as breeders is disgusting. Using them as wet nurses without their consent is disgusting. Everything they did was disgusting. Because they weren't humans anymore. And then there's nothing you won't do.
Then to add on to that, to add more insult to injury and to be more heartless, they would even sometimes skin the child alive. And they say the scent of blood will attract the gators, which sometimes, I guess whatever, when it depending on the mood they were, they will at least wait till the gator gets somewhat close to the baby and kill it. But sometimes they'll just let the alligator eat the child whole and then kill it. That's beyond heartless.
Because a human race, y'all, this piece is off chain. Because the human race, because we're black but we're humans, so the human race in its entirety was not, it wasn't important to them. Because if you would treat one human like that and justify it saying because their skin color is different from mine, you don't give a shit about humans. Like, that's just not, you don't care about humans. So I'm saying, man, this damn psyche is a trip. That psyche is a trip. And that mindset has ruined generations of people. And that's just an effect of it. Because people, the natural inclination of people is to go too far. Right? So we have laws because people naturally want to go too far. And we condition ourselves to not go outside of those parameters. But naturally, we want to do that. Right? We want to push the limit. We want to do things, and the reason we are afraid is because we've been conditioned to not do that. So we enjoy watching, like crazy videos, people skateboarding and bicycling. We like watching it because we want to do that, but we just don't have the courage, or we've been conditioned so much that we don't even think that's an option. So the fact that dangling a human being for something to come and eat it is disgusting. But human condition makes you want to take shit too far. So then you start skinning them, because that's just one step up. Because you was already disgusting. You were already abysmal. So then you just find more ways to manipulate this thing to make it more and more disgusting. So just like riding a bike, you can fall off a bike and hurt yourself riding it a regular way, right? But we want to go a little further, so now we finna do tricks on it. Now we finna go down mountains and shit. So we just naturally want to go further. We want to do more. So all of this stuff just became more demented. So we went from dangling the baby to, hey, watch this. I'm gonna skin it first. Ooh, but watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let the alligator come and eat it first. Like it just got, like a pissing contest, because humans like pissing contests.
I just know, y'all, it's real. It's real. And people would say, oh, we're not in that time anymore. Racism it's not like how it used to be. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted. Racism is real. We're still living in racism.
And it's like, in that the human's condition is to go further. The human condition is also to make things more efficient. So we have technology because we want to make things more efficient. We don't want to have to go out and go shopping for vegetables and groceries every day. So we invent a refrigerator so that I can go maybe once or twice a week and get what I need and come back home. That's convenience, because it's more efficient to not have to run out the house every day to get something to eat. We also, horses are a lot of maintenance. You got to groom it, feed it, make sure it's not sick. So we invented cars because it's more efficient. All we have to do is take this to get the oil changed every now and then, but we're not constantly having to maintain this the way you maintain an animal, right? So that's more efficient. So slavery takes a whole lot of work. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of money to maintain. It takes a lot. So society became more efficient. And they found ways to criminalize black people and make money off them. It doesn't take as much work, right? Because slaves are out here in the fields. You can't afford for them to pass out, so you got to make sure they're hydrated. You riding your horse around acres and acres and acres of stuff. Now we just confine your ass to a 6x6 room, so we can always keep an eye on you. So we can always, that's more efficient, right? That's more efficient. So, over-criminalization of black people. The loophole written into the 13th Amendment to do so. It's more efficient. And then racism doesn't look like it did in the past because we found out how to be more efficient. We found out how to make it look more conspicuous, so we're not worried about that. We're not really worried about you finding out, because now it's more efficient. And then the nature of people to do more can be both positive and negative, because now we see that the do more is to be more kind. And we're seeing groups of people now calling out racism, calling out sexism, so they can't afford to see. The racists and the sexists can't afford to be seen. So they find more efficient ways to hide. And whatever that looks like, if you're an at-will employee, I can fire you for whatever reason I want to. It looks, you can't tell. You can't tell that I'm racist. Because all I got to do is write a shit show excuse and there we go. Because it's at will, so I really ain't got to do shit nothing. Right? So people keep getting disenfranchised. You want a loan from the bank. I don't have to give it to you. And I don't really have to give you a valid reason. Because it's not your money. So I don't have to tell you why, for real. Your proposal wasn't grasping enough, right? And there we go. Not necessarily that it wasn't. I don't feel like giving. I'm sick of getting black folks money.
At real estate, everyone.
I'm sick of getting black folks money, right? So it's racism is the most sneaky, conniving, slick son of a bitch in the world. It really is. It really is. It really is.
It is. You already getting deep. I told you, you already see it for yourself. We go with the flow here on Troll. We speak the truth on here. Nothing but the truth and all the truth.
As it should be.
We go deep. We don't hold anything back. And that's the thing with, I have guests here. They were like, well, I don't know. Should I say it? I said, don't hold nothing back. Speak what's on your mind.
As it should be.
I promise you, I won't get mad. Because the show is truth, realness, and options.
Yep.
Alright, as far as this subject, that's all I have here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much all I have on my end. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn the camera on the guest speaker and allow her to pick up topic whatever she likes to do. So the floor is on her.
Man, now you know, like you've been practicing this song all week, and then the lights come on, and you go blank. I'm saying, I think I want to talk about parenthood, childhood, black community. Right, I'm not a parent, but I teach children. So I'm constantly around kids, and sometimes I end up, going beyond being just a teacher, and I'm kind of like that second mother to help guide you and help you understand things, even though I'm not that old. But like I have kids who call me mom, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, I want to talk about that. So, one of my pet peeves, one of my triggers is seeing our children being lied to, particularly by their own people. Because we end up neglecting our children and not giving them what they truly deserve, but we give them what we think they want, or what we think they deserve. So we got kids out here. I wish I could get some stats. But if you think about how many kids play Little League or play football in middle and high school, and the fraction of them that end up actually going pro, it pales in comparison. There's no way that every child playing football is going to go pro. There's absolutely no way. That's not possible. But there are way more people feeding into that lie than there are saying, let's give you exposure to other things, right? So we have bought into this mindset that athleticism is our way out the hood. And it can be. But it's not going to be for everybody. So what do we end up with? We end up with generations of boys who don't know what they're going to do with themselves. Because they've been fed the shit since they were 4 or 5 years old that you going pro. My baby going pro. You going pro. No, he's not.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed. I'm sorry about it. It's a fact.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed.
So he makes it to 18 years old, and his whole life, All that's been in his mind is, I'm going to be a football player. I'm going pro. Ain't not one scout ever found you. And now you phasing out because you graduated high school and nobody's picked you up. Where do you go? Where do you go from now? You spent 18 years focusing on one thing that is completely fleeting, right? You focused on one area of your child's life because you thought that was going to be the ticket out. That's foolish. That's absolutely foolish. And I am so sick of seeing our black boys out here just doing what they can because nobody ever told them what else was an option. And you can't be learning about options at 18 because you won't be prepared. You spent all these years just focusing on sports, so your academics was trash. You can't do math, you can't really read, you can't write because you haven't put any effort into that like you put it into football because you thought football was your way out. But when the shit don't work out, you don't even have anything else. You don't have anything else to look to. You don't have it.
That's why they say have a backup plan A, plan B, plan C. You always have to have a backup.
And even if it's not a backup plan, just know that this ain't for you. If you don't even have to have a plan, just understand that this is not for you. So that you need to be diversifying your experiences. Because that's not going to work for you. But we're not trying to have this real conversation. Because we too busy giving everybody damn trophies and ribbons all the time for participating. But you need to let these children know that you may not make it. What are you going to do? I have students right now, and over the years, I've had students tell me at 17, 16, 18 years old, I'm going to the pros.
Standing with confidence. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But
at 16 years old, at 16 years old, if you go into the pros, your name ought to be in somebody's mouth already. You ought to be on somebody's TV already. We not, like, you still scrounging. You ain't even won a game. But you going to the pros. And you 18 years old. This is what you're telling me. This is what you tell me. August, your senior year of high school. All you have is that you're going to the pros.
Automatically.
How in the hell have we let these kids become this? How have we done this? How have we sat up and lied to our kids this long and thought nothing was wrong with it? I don't know. I don't understand it. I really don't. Like, I don't understand how you can continuously lie to children thinking that you are helping them when you are not. I get that you don't want to tell your kids they're not going to make it. I get that. I get that you don't want to make them feel bad. But damn all that. Like, you got to be honest with them. Because if you're not, they don't know what else they have. So they end up working wherever they can work. If they can't get a job, they're going to end up hustling. Ain't no telling what's going to happen now. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. And I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of it. Because it's not right. It's not right to lie to people. It's not right to feed them false dreams. It's not right to withhold what their actual purpose could be, or delay when they actually find out what their purpose is because you've been lying for 18 years. That's not right. It's not right. And then we look and we're shocked when we see how much black men, we look at these statistics and we see how much it hurts black men. But how are we raising these black boys? How are we teaching these black boys that they have options? How are we teaching these black boys that they need to be honest with themselves and find what they're genuinely good at? Ain't nothing wrong with playing sports, even if you're not that great. But don't think that that's going to be your career if it's not your career. Like, please, play basketball, play football, have fun, learn how to work with a team. But you need to know that this ain't going to be your career. What is it that you need to do? And that bothers me so much. Because they don't know anything else. They don't know anything else, and that's not fair. And I think that that's a trick of integration that we don't discuss enough, because integration really messed us over in a lot of ways. But we don't realize that for the longest, white folks didn't even want to play with black people. And Negro League, because they didn't even want to. These people were so warped. This nation was so warped that they didn't even think black folks were worth running next to.
Didn't care how talented you was. You didn't get no mountain.
That is crazy.
What?
That is crazy. And now, this same institution that was racist forever, now it's black folks guilt tripping other black people into standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance. This psyche is crazy. It's crazy. So now, since they finally said, well, we'll let you darkies run next to us, right? So they finally let us play on their teams. We end up outnumbering them on the teams now. And we think, oh, well, now it can happen. Because integration made us believe that we had it. We're just so excited about we can do this now. We can do this now. But just because you can do it now don't mean it's supposed to be done by you. That's not what that means. We can play football now. But I know that's not for me. That's not my option. So, what? I'm infuriated sometimes at how much we don't truly invest. We don't truly invest in our children. We don't. We let them think they're cute. We let them have these pipe dreams that we're not investing in. When you're 5, if you say you want to go to the pros, you have more than enough time to be invested in. That you can, it's feasible for you. We can train you. We can put the time, the money, whatever it needs. We can invest in a 5-year-old and make him into what he says he wants to be. That's fine. But when you're 18 and nobody's invested in that, but you've just been playing, right? Because if you're going to pros, it takes outside of school playing.
Right.
You got to be real about that. So nobody's really investing in that. We just let you play, put on a jersey. That's all you're going to do for them? I can put on a jersey.
Anything else other than that? Right, I can put on a jersey. I can't play, but I can put one.
I can put on a jersey. I can go to a practice and run around. I'll be out of breath, but I'll be on a team. That's not investment. That's allowance. And we're allowing allowances to be thought of as stability. And that doesn't work. And I'm talking about the boys more because that's the man. And our men are weak. Because those black boys growing into men, and they are weak because they don't know a lot. They don't know options. They don't know. They're crippled. And these crippled men, the most basic human property is sex, right? So if you can't make it in nothing else, you can have sex. So these crippled men go out and have sex and make crippled babies. And there we go.
Repeat the cycle.
That's the cycle. That's the cycle. That's the cycle. And a lot of it is just from a lack of exposure. That's it. If people were exposed, if women were exposed to multiple forms of birth control, that could change a lot. They don't know that there are options. They just think it's the pill. It's hard to stay on a regimen with a pill. So you slip up, you get pregnant. You didn't know there were other options that were more reliable. So there we go with the cycle. If women were exposed to classy circles of people, they would know how to act in certain areas. They don't know.
Right.
They didn't get that exposure. They never talked to anybody. I've had students tell me, because every now and then, I won't say every now and then, but we have other students who are not black at Booker T. And I've had students tell me, I've never seen a real Mexican. I've never seen an Asian girl. They don't know. They don't know. So they go out in a world that looks nothing like where you from. Because it's people from everywhere in the world. Like, you go somewhere like New York, you'll see anybody from anywhere. Right. You see everyone.
And I know that because I went there not too long ago.
And they don't know. They don't know how to act around everybody. They don't realize that black vernacular and black gestures are not knowledgeable by everybody. So they don't know. Like, I mean, sometimes we'll have fights. Sometimes we have groups of kids talking loud. I can tell the difference. But some of my white counterparts don't know. They don't know the difference. They just hear some loud black folks. So when somebody fight, they don't know.
Oh, we be joking. They think
they don't know.
They think we serious.
Because they don't know.
I don't know.
And when we are not cognizant of the fact that people don't know, we go around folks, and that's how some shit gets started. That's how the cops get called. That's how we get targeted by police.
Right.
Because people don't understand us. And we don't know that people don't understand us. So we don't know why these people tripping. Right? So if we were exposed to more diversity, that would help a lot of things. For them to understand where other people are coming from. But I just really feel like our people would be so much better off if we were just honest. If we were honest, if we were consistent, we just gotta be honest. That's really what. Be honest with your kids. Be honest with yourself and say that you have PTSD, or that you have a lot of damage that you've been through, and that you're not stable. Be honest with yourself. Stop finding things to distract you from your problems and fix the damn problems. Right. That's how we end up with children. So many women say they have a child, their child saved their life. That's not your child's job. You were supposed to fix your life before that baby came. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. I'm glad that that baby served as a tool to help you. But you were broken before you got pregnant. And you could have fixed that brokenness. But instead, you decided to get something to distract you from it. And you say your baby's saving your life, but what are you doing to your baby's life? Because you still haven't coped. You just got a distraction. You just got this cute little bouncing baby with this big old curly head of hair, right? So you got this baby distracting you. That baby ain't saving your life. That baby's a distraction. Because you still broken. And that's how we end up with the cycle again. Because now this little girl is coming up in a home where mom can't be without a man. So I guess you're supposed to have a man all the time. Mama can't. Mama takes care of herself. She's completely independent. I don't ever see her with a man. So I guess that's what I should be. I guess men are all garbage. And men are just...
all dogs.
They're all dogs, right?
Right.
She's coming up in this way, and then she ends up being jaded when there's no reason for her to be jaded. And I get it. I get it. I get it. I don't have any kids, but I get it.
Right.
I get it. Because, I mean, even when I'm around babies, it's like everything just kind of goes away. Because you're just so consumed in this cute little baby. And you're just playing with the baby. You don't even hear nobody talking to you. Because you're just holding the baby and bouncing the baby, looking at her laughing and giggling. You playing with the baby. Everything else is a distant memory from your mind. Because you are consumed in that baby. And I get it. I get that type of love is amazing. I'm scared of getting pregnant, I ain't gonna lie. But when I do, like, I can only imagine the type of love you feel with a human in your womb. Like, that's amazing. And then you deliver this baby, and your heartbeat puts her to sleep in your arm. Like, that's amazing. I get that. But we can't keep producing broken babies and expect things to change. We can't. And you don't know what type of trauma your baby got in the womb from what was going on around you. So you in a toxic relationship, you in a toxic situation, that stress transfers to your baby. So the baby already coming out stressed.
I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But I'm glad you brought that up, especially with these toxic relationships where mom keep the child away from the daddy and the daddy keep the child away from the mom. I get it. You don't like each other, but it's not fair to that child. It's not.
Unless somebody is posing a threat to that child's health and livelihood.
That's a different situation.
Unless that's the case, it's not right. It's not right. If this person is abusive to you, I would understand you not letting him see the baby because I can't trust you.
Right.
I can't trust you not hit my baby when she spit up or something. You know what I mean? I get that too. But if it's just, I don't like you, you gonna give me some money.
Yeah, I'm gonna make your life hell because I don't like you. Come on.
That's not right.
That's not right.
And even if this man or woman cheated on you, cheating on you was an offense to you, not to that baby. And I get it. I get you want to be angry because you should be angry. But that was an offense to the child. If he or she was still taking care of that child and still doing for that baby, that's what they're supposed to do.
All right. Because at the end of the day, the child never asked for this.
The child never asked to be here.
Never asked for this.
And it's not fair to take it out on that baby.
All right.
It's just not fair.
All right.
But that's the stuff I'm talking about. Like I just said earlier, the most basic human desire is sex. And if you can't do nothing else, you can do that. So you find comfort in having sex and getting pregnant, or having sex and getting somebody pregnant. This is where you find your comfort at. You're not fixing the problem. So you end up having a kid in the same situation. So you can't teach the child no coping mechanism because you ain't got no damn coping mechanism. So he's steady getting referrals because all he want to do is fight all the time. You haven't given him another way. And that's the exposure again. And being honest. You know your ass is crazy. Okay. I'm crazy. I'm not normal. I'm not in a good place right now. I'm depressed. I'm whatever. Be honest and go fix it.
Get help.
Get the help you need. Yeah, well, I ain't got no money for that. I ain't going to... Go to YouTube. Get you a meditation CD. Get you a book and write something down. There's no excuse.
No excuse.
There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse. I don't want to tell anybody my business. Write it in a diary. Just get it out of your body. Because we don't realize even our unsaid words have weight and power. Like what we say and think legitimately has a weight. And that's what stresses you out. It's not really what you're doing. It's what's going on over here that's stressing you out. Because you're doing your work, but the stress is, oh, I got to get this done by 5 o'clock. It's 4:30. What am I going to do tonight? I got to go over here. I got to run. That's what's stressing you out. So get it out of you. Get that out. Put it on some paper. That can help you. You don't have to spend $1,000 at a shrink. I understand. That's another thing. That stigma of black people with mental health is a problem. But we don't want to go. We don't. Okay. Writing down words on a piece of paper is free.
Right.
It's free. You ain't even got to buy the pen and paper. You can go to the bank, get you the damn deposit slips, and take one of them pens. You ain't even pay for it. Like, you don't have to pay for nothing.
No.
to let yourself breathe for a change. That's why I write poetry in the first place. Because I got to get this shit up out of me. I can't hold on to it. And I know when I'm holding on to it because I feel different. My body doesn't move the same when I'm weighted with this shit. So I got to write it. I have to.
It's been such a good show so far, so good. Before we get ready to get close to our closing, got a couple of scriptures I would like to share. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we can't leave man upstairs out.
Yep.
Can't leave it out. So I include scripture and prayer. Now we talk about multiple things here on the show, but one thing I'm not gonna leave out is scripture and prayer. Mm-hmm. I have here 1 Corinthians 13:4-5. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Ephesians 6:9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Mm-hmm. And gentlemen, this has been a good show. So far, so good. And right now, I'm going to leave the floor right back to Queen CRYSTALYN Whitaker. We got something special coming up right now. So right now, we're going to put the floor on her again. And she's going to share something real special.
So, I do this poem a lot. I don't do it the same way. I mean, I even started the same way. I don't know. I don't do it the same way. My poetry ranges. It has dynamics. It has feelings. It has a breath of its own. And so it doesn't... Lots of the time I just say what's on my mind. Lots of the time I'm freestyling. I don't know what I'm saying. But like I was saying earlier, like, that is what it is that you have to get out of you. Because if you don't have to think about it, that must be what needed to come out, right? Mm. Just like we were talking about earlier, you say what you mean to say. You know, you said what you meant. Right. You say you were drunk. You said what you meant. So it's just whatever comes out of you is what you mean, and that's what you have to say. And I think that people are so, with poetry in particular, because so many great poets have been heralded as being wonderful, and we try to adhere to those traits of their poetry so that we can say, okay, a poem is this. A poem has to rhyme. A poem has to have whatever. But that's not true. It's whatever you have to say. And if people wrote poetry more often, I think that would help a lot of stuff too. Because if you just wrote it down, not worried about a certain format or certain thing, and I'm not downing any format. I know some people adhere by a sonnet format, which is fine. If that's your mode, that's fine. But I just believe in saying what has to be said. And whether or not people agree with it is irrelevant to me. Because I needed to say it. And I can go back and change it if I want to. But in the moment, that's what I needed to say. That's what needed to be said. So, I do this a lot. And it manipulates itself. I think that it's a shame that there are entirely too many 2-year-olds wearing 2T onesies and far too many teenagers who are 2 grades or more behind in high school that too easily and too seriously take heed to 2 Chainz and his contemporaries, but they have not 2 minutes to listen to their 2 parents, to their teacher, or to themselves. I think that it's a shame that in merely 2 decades, this here poem won't mean 2 bits of sense to any 2 people, because these names I'm dropping like 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj and Cardi B will be nothing but memories to those of us who lived through the dreck. Yet we are allowing these temporary influences to make permanent statistics out of our children, and we feel like because they got on phone posits that we have our priorities straight. I think that it's a shame. I think that it's a shame that we've emptied so many boxes of tissues, constantly crying about this plethora of issues, that we forgot that we could fix them. We forgot that we could nip them in the bud and figure out who it was, what it was that got us in this situation. But instead, we're so worried about our occupation that we miss our jobs. We miss that it is our job to feed our communities, to fuel our children. It takes a village, but now everybody's looking for a millage because we always want to get paid for something, but we forget that there was a time when we had nothing. Somebody found a way to make a way for us, but now we can't do that for anyone else. What else? What else is it going to take for us to finally realize that our futures are what we make? What else is it going to take for us to recognize that our lives, our futures, and our trajectory are what we make? Yeah.
Really good.
Thank you.
That was really good. That was deep. And again, the truth. Before we close, is there anything else you would like to share or encourage our viewers today?
Don't be cute. Be honest.
Alright. I can't say it enough. Before we officially close out here, we always close out in prayer. So, would you mind closing out in prayer?
I can do that first. Father God, thank you for this opportunity for us to have this tonight. Thank you for Jeff and everything that he is doing and trying to build our people and trying to sow into our community. Thank you for him having this mind and this vision and this passion to keep it up and wherever you want it to go. God, that's where we want it to go. We want it to be heard. We want it to be seen. And we trust that you're going to let that happen because he's honoring you and what he's doing. And so we trust that you will let his recognition and honor and reverence to you get him and put him where you would like him to be. We thank you for allowing us to come on here and tell the truth and to be real and to show our people that we have options. And we know that you're mindful of us and that you see what we are doing. You see our passion, you see our drive, you see our tears, you hear our frustrations. And we just know that you're going to help us. And you're going to give us the tools to help our people. And so many of us are lost. We're so lost. And we're tired of being lost. We're tired of being pawns. We're tired of being used and confused and lied to. And God, we ask that you awaken those who don't realize why they are tired. And let them see that there's more to life than what's in our front yards. There's more to life than what's in our neighborhoods. There's more to life than the statistics. And we thank you that you're going to help us. It's been a long time. It's been a long time that we've been lied to and we've been stuck in this place. But we trust you that things are going to change. We thank you for everything you have done, are doing, and shall do. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. We would like to thank Queen CRYSTALYN Whitaker for accepting our invitation to come out on the show today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank
y'all.
And we sure definitely look forward to having you on the show again.
Yeah, I'll be back. Black folks are my everything.
Alright, we'll definitely look forward to it. On our next show, we will have Glenn Cornell, candidate for cattle sheriff, working together for a safer community. He's excited to make an upcoming appearance, and we will look forward in having him on the show. Until next time, may everyone have a safe and blessed day. I'm Jeff Trotter, executive producer, editor of Troll. Peace out.